My name is Dr. Miller.
Hi, Dr. Miller.
And hello. I think I probably did this with some of you when you were in second grade. Do you remember? I didn't do it with all of you because there were 2 second grades and now you're mixed together. So
Did you do Miss Mulham?
no.
Okay.
Okay. So you know how to do reciprocal teaching.
Yeah.
What does that help us do? Yes, ma'am.
Predictive.
Say again.
Predict.
Well, that's one of the things we do, but why do we do reciprocal teaching at all? What is that supposed to help us do? Stop and think. All right, what do you think?
To help you learn.
Well, it helps you learn. It helps us to understand what we're reading. Okay? It helps us understand what we're reading. Everybody say it with us. It helps us understand what we're reading. That's why we do it. Reading and understanding what we read takes some work. It doesn't just happen magically. We have to work at it. And some people did some research on how to help us understand what we're reading the best. And it turns out there's 4 things that the really good readers in the world do when they read. What are those 4 things? Predict, question, clarify, and summarize. And do we have to do all 4? Yes. How many do we have to do? 4. And we have to do them every time we read. And here's something that's really important to understand. These are the same things that are going to make you a good reader when you're in 5th grade, and when you're in 9th grade, and when you're in 12th grade, and when you're a grown-up. Once you learn to do this, it's going to help you understand what you're reading for the rest of your life. Okay? So, how do I get myself ready? I need to make a prediction. If you were to go home and open up your computer and decide you wanted to watch
YouTube?
whatever, do you know what you're going to watch ahead of time?
Yeah.
How do you decide?
You think what you're gonna watch.
Right, you think about it. You get your head ready. What do I feel like watching? Does this look interesting to me? Does that look interesting to me? You decide, right?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Or maybe not.
Maybe not. Can we do that when we're reading? We have to. We have to. It's like we've got a dial inside our heads and we have to get our heads ready for what we're going to read. If I'm sitting here and I know I'm going to read a book called The Can Man, would it help if I'm sitting here saying, I wonder what I'm going to have for dinner tonight? Is that going to help me understand what I'm reading?
No.
I need to turn my head and get it ready. I need to turn the dial in my head and get it ready to think about what this might mean. Has anybody in here read this book?
No.
Good.
No.
Okay, so let me show you what would go on in my head. The Can Man. What am I seeing? I've never heard of a man called the Can Man. So this is a new idea to me. What do I know about cans? Well, no, you're listening to what's going on in my head. What do I know about cans? Well, I know that there's like a garbage can. I see one right here. That's one kind of can. And what do I know about garbage cans? Well, we put our garbage in there and then it magically goes away at night. Does that make sense? No. Okay, that's not a good idea. But somebody moves the garbage into a bigger can, and then they move it into a truck, and then the truck takes it and puts it in a dump. Okay, I know all of that. So the Can Man, maybe this is going to be about that. What else do I know about cans? Well, I know I really like tomato soup. Does anybody else like tomato soup? Yeah? And the kind I like comes in a can. So there's little cans. Can you tell me something else that comes in cans? Yes, sir.
Soda.
Soda can come in a can. Yes, ma'am.
Beets.
Beets? Oh, I like beets.
Water.
Water can come in a can. These days it can. Yes, sir.
Beans.
Beans. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Potatoes.
Potatoes can come in a can. Okay, all right. So maybe cans get thrown in the big can. Maybe that's it. Okay? But I also see, this is a shopping cart. And what does it look like there is in the shopping cart? Yes, ma'am.
Cans.
It looks like there's a lot of cans. And I'm thinking, maybe you're supposed to put like your food in here, but if you have a can, you're supposed to put it here?
No.
Well, maybe. I don't know why you would, but I would think that would be kind of stinky, right? So let me see if I can think of a guess about what's going on. Oh, I have an idea. You know how you can take, in New York State, where we live, we can take plastic bottles and glass bottles back to a store, and they will give us 5 cents for each plastic bottle. Did you know that? Well, but we can. And that's a good thing for us to do because then it gets recycled and it doesn't go in the garbage. It can be reused. Okay, hands down, we're listening to what's going on in my head. So I'm thinking maybe this man says, well, maybe we can do the same thing with cans. Maybe we can return the cans and get 5 cents for each can. Do I know that that's true? No. Is it a possibility?
Yes.
So now I've got my head ready. I can look for evidence when we start to read to see if maybe this man is starting a program for everybody to save their cans for them to get recycled. Okay? All right. So now what do? I question, right? Well, not yet. I can't question. Why not? I have to start to read. Yes, okay. Are we going to read the whole book today?
Yes.
No, that's not the important thing. The important thing is what we're doing in our heads, okay? Oh, you know what I forgot to do? And I'm sorry, Miss McCurry, what time?
Until 1:30, please.
Okay, and I need you to give me high sign. I have no sense of time. When I get with the children, I am having a good time, so.
Okay.
You may need to throw something at me. Okay. Who's the author? By Laura E. Williams. And who's the illustrator? Illustrated by Craig Orbach. What's an illustrator do? Not the words. What do you think? Draws the pictures. Okay? So the person who writes the words is Laura E. Williams. And the person who drew the pictures is Craig Orbach. Do we have to know that? No, but it's nice to know. So if we like this book, we know to look for their names on another book. Ooh, look what I'm looking at. The top of a garbage can. Do you think this garbage can is inside or outside?
Outside.
Why do you think that? Yes, ma'am.
Because I see a sidewalk
You see-
and leaves and a road.
Exactly. There's lots of clues that this is a garbage can outside. Yes, sir.
I see flying rats because me and my dad calls flying rats since they eat garbage.
They do. They do.
fly.
They're scavengers. Yes. Yes, sir.
I think in this book maybe maybe he likes cans or maybe he's gonna do the same idea you did, or he likes cans because of their design.
Okay, possibly. So those are all possibilities. All right. The homeless man slowly pushed his battered shopping cart down the sidewalk. At the corner trash barrel, he stopped and poked through the garbage with a long stick. He leaned into the barrel and dug out an empty soft drink can, which he dropped into his cart. I learned a new piece of information. Did I find any evidence about my prediction? That maybe he's going to start a new drive to turn in cans and, no, okay. But I learned that he's homeless. And what does that mean if somebody is homeless? Yes, ma'am? They don't have a house. So where do they live? Outside. Maybe they have a tent. Or maybe they live in a shelter. I've heard of places where it's kind of like a big hotel, but it's for people with no money. So they go and stay there, and it's usually not very nice there, but at least if it's snowing or raining, they can be inside and they can sleep there, and the animals won't bother them. Okay. So this man is homeless. And he's looking for what kinds of things in the garbage can. Yes, ma'am? Cans. Why would he do that? What do you think?
I have my hand up.
I know, but I'm asking you, what do you think?
I think he's gonna collect all things that are metal and can't go in the garbage, and then he might recycle them or give them back to a store so then they can get recycled.
Oh, possibility. So let's see if that's true. Okay. We need to ask a question. And I want our question to start with, what do we know? So I want you to be thinking in your head. You're going to ask each other a question. And your question is going to start with, what do we know? So be thinking, what do we know? And finish it with a question. Who's ready? Yes, ma'am. What do we know? What do we know about, and pick something on the page. I can't hear you.
He collects garbage.
What do we know about who collects garbage? Is that what you said? Okay, I don't know. Do we have an answer? Do you think you could come up with an answer to her question? What do we know about who collects garbage? Is that your question? Okay. If you think you know the answer, raise your hand and you will call on them. And then you have to tell them whether their answer is right or wrong.
He's a homeless man with no home.
Is that, we know about a homeless man who collects garbage?
Yeah.
Was he right? Okay. Does anybody else have a different what do we know question? Yes, sir.
That he's...
No. You're asking the question. What do we know?
About...
They say the question, what do we know?
What do we know about man who likes to collect cans and garbage?
Okay, so be thinking about his question. What do we know about the man who likes to collect cans from the garbage? If you think you have an answer, raise your hand and he will call on you. Okay, quickly. Well, look at him, you're talking to him.
So I think why
No, you're answering his question. What do we know about the man who likes to collect garbage?
we know that he
Talk to him.
we know maybe he wants to get money from it so he can save up and buy a house, or he...
Do we know that, or is that a prediction? That's a prediction. So it has to be something we know.
I know.
Okay, wait. All right, call on somebody else. What do we know about the man who likes to collect cans from the garbage?
Colin? We know that he's homeless.
We know that he's homeless, is that
and
right?
He brings his cart around and he's looking for things that are metal.
Okay, all right. Was there something
Correct.
on this page that we didn't understand? Let me see if I understood everything. I think, here's something I don't understand. I've never seen a man like this around Eldred. I'm thinking of all the roads that we take to get to school here. And I don't think I've ever seen somebody going through the garbage this way around Eldred. And I don't understand why. I'm seeing some clues in this picture that probably explain why people around Eldred don't go looking for cans in the garbage this way. Wait. What do you think?
Maybe it's like he's somewhere else.
And that he's somewhere else. And what is that somewhere else like that's very different than where we are? Look at the picture. I think we can clarify using the picture something that's very different about where he is compared with where we are. What do you think?
He's in the city
What makes you think he's in a city?
because the tall buildings.
Oh, there's tall buildings. Is there another clue that maybe he's in the city? Yes, sir.
Maybe because the road is busy.
I don't see anything.
I'm not sure I see a road. Oh, yes, I do. There's the road.
It's not that busy.
Okay, but we have roads here. We don't really have tall buildings here. What do you think?
Well, what I think is because that he's in the city is because there's a car parked.
Oh, there's a car parked out along the road, right? And it looks to me as if this probably is a sidewalk on either side. So he's probably in a city, and we're not in a city. We're in a rural area, right? Okay. Summarize. What do we know so far from what we've read? Somebody I haven't heard from. So far, we know, what do you think? Start a whole sentence. So far, we know.
So far we know that it's
Okay, I can't hear you, sweetie.
so far we know that it's home.
That he's homeless and that he's probably poor. Okay, all right. Because if you don't have money, it's hard to live in a house. How are we doing?
We've got plenty of time.
Okay. All right. It would certainly help if I put my glasses on. As he approached him, the man waved. Okay, you need to be looking at the picture. As he approached Tim, the man waved. Tim returned the wave with a smile. Almost everyone called the man the can man. But not Tim's parents. We remember when Mr. Peters lived in an apartment 3C, Tim's mom told him. He used to work at the auto body shop before it went out of business, and he couldn't find another job. He's been down on his luck for quite a while now. Getting chilly, the can man said as he rattled by. Tim looked at the gray sky. It sure is, he said. He zipped his jacket up higher and slipped his hands into his pockets. Did we find any evidence here that the can man is trying to find cans to start a new movement to get the cans recycled?
No.
No, we didn't. Okay, so we still don't have any evidence. Does that make our prediction a bad prediction?
No.
No, it's just we didn't find any evidence yet. I'm going to go to clarify because there's something in here that I thought was kind of strange. He used to work at the auto body shop before it went out of business, and he couldn't find another job. He's been down on his luck for quite a while now. I don't understand what it means to be down on his luck. I know what being down is, I know what luck is, but I don't understand the wording. What does it mean to be down on one's luck? I want you to turn to a partner and you explain to your partner, okay, so you two, you two, you two, you two, you two, and you three. What does it mean? And you're going to explain, and if you agree, you need to explain why, and if you don't agree, then what do you think it means? So, with your partner,
Wait, what do you mean by 3?
the three of you talk. You're talking with them. To be down on his luck. Talking to him.
Didn't have any luck to get another job. Pretty sure
There's no luck and he can't find anything.
Wait, how do I go with down luck? Because it has to do with things with no luck. Maybe he can't find another job. Maybe, no, but he's down on luck. I don't know. Does he have like no luck?
Okay, who thinks they have a good explanation that the two of you really think you nailed it? What do you think?
I think that down on luck means that his luck that he had of having a job went went down because the shop closed.
Well, okay, his job went away, so he definitely lost his job. But how is that being down on your luck? Like one thing happened. And I'm thinking maybe it's more complicated than that. What about you two? What did you think?
I think that he doesn't have any luck because, he lost his job. How are you doing that?
That's pretty much what these people said. So, but that's still only like one thing. What did you choose? Do you think?
So we were thinking about that he has no luck at all and he can't find anything to do to have money.
So it's not just that he lost his job, it's that he can't. Excuse me?
David.
We're listening. Okay, you can't be the talker all the time. You need to listen. Okay? Turn around this way. Thank you. Thank you. So it wasn't just one thing. It wasn't just that he lost his job. It's that he couldn't find another job. How do we know that? Well, but that doesn't have anything to do with why he had a bad run of luck or being low on his luck. What do you think? Did the author tell us?
Yeah.
Yes. What did the author say?
The author said that Tim's parents told him about the story, and he mentioned about the author mentioned about the parents saying that he couldn't find another job.
And he couldn't find another job, exactly. So they added more detail. Okay. I want us to ask a question. He rattled by. Listen again. Getting chilly, the can man said as he rattled by. I want you to think of a question you're going to ask up here about that sentence. Yes, sir.
What does rattled by mean?
Is that a good question? Yes, all right. If you think you know the answer, raise your hand and you will call on somebody.
J-Mo.
I think rattling by, like, I think it's like the shopping cart, like squeaking and all, and make like a rattle.
Is that the right answer?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, very good. Now I really have a question myself. Did we just ask a question or did we clarify?
Question. A question.
How do you know it was a question?
Because Jameson answered Colin's question.
Because he came up with an answer to his question. All right, good thought. Okay. Sorry, I can't get the book to... You know what? Can you hold that end? Thank you. A few minutes later, can everybody see the picture?
Yeah.
Well, you can't, so you need to move. Can you see the picture?
There's a cow.
Move over a little more.
No, I can't see.
Okay.
Where?
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. A few minutes later, Mike whizzed up on his skateboard, his cheeks red from the cold. Want to go skateboarding in the park, he asked. Tim shook his head. Nah, it's no fun always borrowing your board and your brother's old gear. Maybe you'll get your own board for your birthday next week. Tim shrugged. Dad says we don't have any extra money for toys or sports stuff this year. Too many bills to pay. Bummer, Mike said. He kicked away from the steps. I'll see you later. Tim watched his friends speed away. Silently, Tim wished for a skateboard for his birthday, even though he knew his birthday wishes don't really come true.
I'm not sure about it.
Okay. Now we've got a new figure, right? This page doesn't show the can man at all.
That's two new characters, the cat and man.
So we've got Tim, right?
Yeah.
And we've got a new friend,
The kitty.
Mike. All right? Is there a run of bad luck for one of these kids? Wow, you really have to put together what we've learned so far. But listen to my question again. Is there a run of bad luck for one of these kids? Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. Why do you think that?
Because in the story, he said that his dad doesn't have a lot of money because he had to pay a lot of bills.
They have to pay a lot of bills. Do your parents say stuff like that? Like they have to pay a lot of bills
Yeah.
and they can't buy you everything you want?
I'm running low on money. There's this Spinosaurus toy that I want, and me and my sister are saving up. First, we're saving up for Disneyland. Now I'm saving up for a toy, and my sister's saving up to be rich.
Well, it's good to have goals, but that means if I'm saving up, do I have some money?
Yeah.
Yeah. What if I can't save up because I don't have any money? I have a question. I don't even know if we can answer this. Mike's father said they can't buy any toys or sports stuff this year because he has to pay too many bills. I want you to come up with a question about Mike's father and how he feels. All right? You're going to come up with a question, and you've got plenty of stuff to think about. Mike's father said we can't buy any toys or sports stuff this year because we've got too many bills. I want you to think of a question about Mike's father and how he feels. Turn to your partner and come up with a question about Mike's father and how he feels.
Did you say question?
Come up with a question about Mike's father and how he feels. Thank you for being responsible. Okay, did you come up with a question?
No.
Yes, sir.
Why do you have to pay all those bills?
Well, is there any information in what we read about why he has to pay all those bills? Okay, maybe we can turn that into a prediction. I think we will learn what bills Mike's father has to pay, but we don't have any evidence for it yet. But put yourself in the shoes of Mike's father. Make believe you're older and you've got kids. And they want you to buy stuff. And you can't. Because you don't have enough money. You have to pay the bills first. Ask yourself how you might feel. You're a grown-up self. And you can't give your kids stuff they want. How would that make you feel? All right. Instead of answering my question, I want you to come up with the question. And start your question this way. How did Mike's father, everybody listen? Everybody listen? You're going to start your question this way. Hello. How did Mike's father? All right, now turn to each other. How did Mike's father? And finish the question. You're not answering it. You're coming up with the question. How did Mike's father
Feel pretty sad, pretty mad, and pretty uncomfortable.
Okay, you wanna know what outside he said? A low, happy, and a low is feeling happy and
Okay.
sad because
I think some of you are answering the question instead of asking the question. Start the question. You're going to ask the question first. How did Mike's father feel? And finish it. How did Mike's father feel?
when he can't buy any toys because he has to pay my
Please move away from the screen. Move away from the screen. And sit on your bottom.
Listen to what I said. Listen to what I said.
I bobbed my head and it basically say I'm gonna say
How did Mike's father
How did Mike's father feel when he couldn't buy his kid anything for his birthday?
Okay, let's ask it together. Everybody. How did Mike's father feel because he couldn't buy his kids stuff they wanted? That's our question. How did Mike's father feel because he couldn't buy his kids stuff they wanted? Who thinks they have an answer? Yes, ma'am.
Maybe down.
I can't hear you.
Down.
What do you mean down?
Like sad.
But he feels sad, okay. Any other possibilities?
That he might be upset and mad because he might be mad because he might think his kids aren't Reciprocal. He also might feel sad because he can't, because the kids don't get to really get to like, the kids didn't get to repeat their toys.
Okay, so he feels sad, maybe mad, but I don't understand the mad part. What do you think?
Maybe he feels a little happy and pretty blue because he can't buy his kids toys for like when it's their birthday.
That could be.
And because
If you were the father, would you feel blue?
I would feel blue and I would feel a little happy because I'm not made of money.
You're not made of money, but that would make you happy?
No, it would make me sad.
No, it would make you sad. What do you think? I can't hear you.
Maybe Mike's dad feels bad because he can't buy.
Then he would probably feel bad. Okay. I have another question. What kind of bills do you think his father has to pay? Yes, ma'am.
The electricity,
Gentlemen? I'm sorry, honey?
electricity.
Electricity. Okay, do your parents have to pay the electric bill? What's another bill?
Your house bill.
Your house bill, pay for the house. What's another one?
Your car.
The car. And you can't drive the car unless you also have paid for something about the car. What else do you have to pay besides for the car? Yes, sir.
Water bills.
Well, water bills too, but you don't need those to drive the car. Yes, ma'am.
You need your driver's license.
You need it, so you need to pay for that, but you only do that once. But there's something else that your parents have to pay for, and they have to pay for it at least once a year, if not more. Yes, ma'am.
The license.
Well, they do that once.
I know.
What do you think?
I think that they have to have maybe a phone bill.
Well, that's true, but that's not about driving the car. If your parents got into an accident, what do they need to have so that they can get the car fixed? Yes, sir. Insurance. And insurance is like buying another car. It's almost that expensive. What else? There's something that you people chew up a lot of money. Your parents have to pay a lot of money. And I just gave you a silly hint
I know.
when I said chew up. Yes, sir.
Maybe they have to pay the house bills.
Well, we already said pay for the house. We said that. What else?
Toys.
Well, toys. Do they have to pay for toy bills? No. But there's something else they have to buy.
Food.
Food. Right? And you're not all sitting here in your pajamas.
No. Clothes.
So what else? Clothes. Think of all the stuff your parents have to pay money for. Do you think they prefer to pay for those things? Or would they prefer to pay for stuff you want?
Those things.
Those things. It's not like they have a choice.
We have 5 more minutes, Dr. Miller.
Thank you. Okay, so we've got some unhappy people in the story. Right? Is everybody unhappy in the story?
No.
No. Tim knew, it's okay, hon, can you see? Tim knew exactly which board he wanted. He had been eyeing it at Overtime Sports for months, and now it was going on sale. But even at the reduced price, with the money Tim had saved from his allowance, the board was still too expensive.
How much is it?
I need a job, Tim thought glumly, so I can earn money to buy the skateboard. Down the street, the can man threw 2 more cans into his cart. The empties hit the growing pile, clinking like the coins in Tim's little sister's piggy bank. The sound gave Tim an idea. I think we can make a prediction about Tim's idea. Yes, ma'am.
I think he's gonna ask the can man for a couple of cans so he can get like money.
So you're predicting that he will ask the can man for a couple of cans so that he can trade them in and get some money. That's your prediction. Thank you. What's your prediction?
My prediction is maybe of Tim's idea is that he's gonna steal his sister's money.
That he can what?
That he's gonna steal his sister's
Oh,
money.
that maybe he's going to steal the money from the can man?
No, from his sister.
Oh, from his sister. Oh, yeah. Okay, so your prediction is maybe he will steal the money from his sister's piggy bank. Okay, one more prediction.
I think that he might take the wrappers off the cans and then cut out some little stills from the cans and make them look like coins.
How would that make him money?
Because it would make it look like coins. And then he could really quick.
It would make them look like coins?
Yes, because metal is coins and metal is cans.
Do you think anybody would be fooled by those and think they were money? I don't think so either, but, okay, are we going to have time to figure out which prediction is right? That maybe he's going to borrow some can, or take some cans from the can man, or maybe he's going to take money from his sister?
Yeah.
Okay. One of those would clearly be wrong. Which one? Stealing from his sister. Could the other one be wrong too?
No, maybe. Maybe.
Why do we think the can man is collecting the cans? Okay, and then he could, or at least rent a room or rent an apartment?
Yeah.
Okay, if that's true, would it be wrong to ask him for some cans so that he can go buy a skateboard? What do you think?
He can find his own cans.
He can find his own cans, okay? All right. We're going to do a summary really, really quickly. The can man is about a man who, everybody say it with me. The can man is about a man who collects cans in a shopping cart and then he does something with them. Do we know what he does? No. But when you get to continue this with Ms. Majuri, that's one of the things that you can look for. Look for evidence. Okay? All right. Tell me one thing we clarified today. Yes, ma'am.
That the can man was homeless.
That the can man was homeless. Did we clarify that? Did we clarify what homeless means? Yes, we did. Tell me something else we clarified. Yes, sir. Rattle. That the cart rattled. Did we answer any questions today?
Yes.
Yes. Tell me a question we answered.
Rattle
Well, we clarified rattled, but did we ask a question and come up with an answer?
Yeah.
Yes. Tell me one.
It kind of sounds a little better.
Well, that's, we know what rattle means, and we clarified that, right? Sir? We asked a question about why we use the expression down on his luck. Who was down on his luck? Yes, ma'am.
It was the can man.
The can man is down on his luck. Was anybody else down on their luck? No. We also learned that there were two friends.
Yeah.
Who were the two friends? You remember?
Mike and Tim.
Mike and Tim, okay? So when you go to continue this story, you need to think about the can man. We're still looking for evidence about what he does with his cans. We also have to figure out what Tim does about trying to get money. To buy a what? A skateboard, right? Okay, thank you very much. You were very good.